What is going on, folks? So season 3 has been out for about a month now, and I want to give you guys my thoughts on King. So I know a lot of people have read the patch notes and said he's one of the biggest winners, and I kind of agree with that. But he also got one huge nerf, and that is to his down forward too. This is his best move, and the fact that they made it steppable easily to the right, I think that outweighs every addition that they gave him as far as the like changes. So just in context here, let me just show you this move here, -5 now, and from the distance it can even be like -1. Let me try and set this up properly. Yeah, it can be all the way down to -1. So that's pretty good. It's just that the move isn't really something you will spam a lot as a king main, but it's definitely a welcome buff. But I don't think it's gonna raise up his character strength that much. Same for his new throw here. You see, it's a 1 break and it does 57 damage. That's the max that I could come up with as far as just like no resources, no heat. With heat, I have no idea. I've just been doing this like jab, 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 heat, and to this for 49. You know, it's possible to get a little bit more, but he's not really going to be landing that throw a lot since it's not an ambiguous animation. So the opponents can break it as a 1, you know. The good thing about it though is that if the opponent breaks it, I went over this on stream before too. Yeah, check this out. If they break it, he's -2. So that is good. He's able to freely move against any like quick poke that the opponent might try to do, jabs, down forward ones or whatever. And if they try to do like a homing move, he's able to jab or giant swing because it's 10 frames, you know. So he can kind of use this throw to kind of bait the opponent more so than actually trying to land it. Same for like his down forward 2+3 or like his multi throws. All of those are like -2, -3. Yeah, you see Jaguars -3. Yeah, you use those to bait the opponent. I don't know if you guys knew about that, but that's a strategy that I use. I mainly use these throws not to get damage, but to like create an opportunity to step, you know, to move away from retaliation. So that's another buff here. Sidestep 2. Now this is a big buff. This is actually a big buff because he gets all that guaranteed. Same for you know, counter hit 441. I've been wanting them to do that to sidestep 2 since season 1. They kind of just spent away and hit. No, it was like this. Yeah, back to 1. Yeah, that's the perfect animation. Yeah, and it wall splatted too, but now it wall splats and it's a hard knockdown, guaranteeing the people elbow. You know, alley kick guaranteed. I thought that up forward 2 was free, but they can actually side roll out of that. But that's another buff too. Like this move does 40 damage now. I don't think that's a huge buff. It definitely benefits King if you're like, you know, able to land it. But most of the times you're not even gonna do that move. I mainly do it in a situation where the clock is running down and it's like 2 seconds left. It isn't much for the opponent to do. Or I'll use it when my back is against the wall. Like just jump towards the wall. They try to do something, he might jump over an attack. You can get the 40 damage that way. But you see, even on hit, he's -7. So that's not a move you're going to be using a whole lot. Another thing, they changed the this move here a little bit to make it more consistent against airborne opponents. I haven't exactly experienced any of these like drawbacks in season 2. I thought it was like to make his wall combo ender a little bit more consistent. I've yet to have it drop in season 3, so maybe that's what that was, which is great. You know, whiffing that last hit sucks. So the other thing they gave him was the ability to sidestep from his Jaguar sprint. You know, Jaguar sprint is his best stance. Lots of different mix-ups, a lot of different counterplay, and I think the biggest use of this is when he has heat. So as you guys know, the Jaguar sprint with the armor, it loses to just multiple jabs. That's what it loses to. Let me show you. Yeah, he can't do a single button from that that's gonna stop a jab. Not one button. However, let me just record this. That goes under jabs. And it's possible to do that. Get a whiff punish from the jab. Maybe the opponent will go for a 1-2 or something. He can clear with that and punish it with like the regular multiple throw, or you cancel it, do while standing 4 or while standing 2-2. So it removes a little bit of the counterplay, but it's still very risky for the king player. Yeah, it crushes highs completely. This is a complete high crush. Yeah, you see? Even electrics will go over it. But again, it's a lot of recovery frames. And if you commit to the throw and the opponent ducks it, you can be killed for it. So it's a good change. Adds a little bit more mind games when the king is approaching. Like, he's armored, right? He's approaching. He can do that if they try to do the basic counterplay, which is just jabbing. But of course, that's gonna lose if they throw out a mid, they throw out a low, you know, because he can't block while he's doing this. But it's cool. It's nothing that's gonna be abused a lot. Yeah, it's got clear counterplay to it. Let me talk more about down forward 2 here. This is a huge nerf. And I'm gonna show you why. I'm gonna just have the opponent sidestep to the right after getting hit. You see, this is huge. This is why I said it outweighs all of his other changes. Because whenever king is plus, down forward 2 was the mid attack to use to keep the opponent in check. The fact that they can sidestep it now, that is just huge. It's huge against the king player. You know what that means? That means it forces him to use his other moves that'll put him at a bigger disadvantage with no kind of like drawbacks. Like here, like if you block this move, there's no drawback for the opponent, right? There's no string they have to look out for. They can pretty much do a quick mid or a quick jab and not have to worry about anything. He loses his turn with this move, and he risks a lot if he tries to go for the second hit, because he can be floated out of that by a jab. So yeah, it's a lot more risky for the king player. And plus, they can sidestep that move to the left. It does have a slight buff here in season 3. I don't know why they even needed to do this. You see the little wind effect on it now? That means that it's 100% unsteppable to the right, which it pretty much was in every other Tekken game anyways. But now it's like, okay, you got the visual effect to match. But anyways, yeah, that's a welcome buff, but it's kind of like inconsequential. But down forward 2, that is huge. This is King's best move, guys. Why is it his best move? Because of this. Counter hit, full combo, 76 damage, and he can use heat to cash out and get around 80. So yeah, them having him able to be stepped right there, that is huge, because that affects all of the times King is plus. Like low plus, like I said, the +5 here, they can step it. +4, +3, all those low plus frames, they can step it. Now they can't if you're at like a +6 or +7, but some characters like Lily, Alyssa, they might be able to still do it. Obviously Ling Xiaoyu, she can still AOP under it and whatnot, but yeah, it makes the king player have to use so many other moves, and that's great for balancing. That's a welcome change in my opinion. Like, instead of taking the full combo away, they made it to where you can step it, which is it's gonna go a lot further. So now the opponents are able to step this move and get a full launcher if you're quick enough before he can like rapid fire the second hit. So that is great. Yeah, I can't stress it enough. I know I sound like a broken record at this point, but you have to understand how much King Small Tekken is affected by that. So if you can step his down forward 2 and launch him, then you force him to go for something a little bit slower, and a lot more negative on block that also can still be stepped. So you have down forward 3 that tracks against right, and down forward 2 that tracks against left. See, let me show you. Yeah, you see that? But if I do down forward 3, they can step it. So it's like a this or that, or even like going outside of your plus frames and going for a true homing. And if they block that, you also lose your turn. So it's a situation where if King wants to remain plus, he's gonna have to take a risk. So that's Tekken, you know. That is he's forced to play more Tekken, so he won't have to rely on down forward 2 as just the sole button that he uses to just do everything. And that's a welcome change. So with all that being said, you know, the new throw, sidestep 2, all of those are welcome buffs, but they're not that much of a like buff to where he's another tier higher. I actually think he's the same, like same tier as season 2 at the end. Arguably top 10 in the game. He still is right now. I don't think he's any higher. I don't think he's any lower. Yeah, I think King pretty much remains the same on the tier list. But that nerf, it's definitely gonna hurt a lot of King players, especially at the higher level. So like the John, I'm interested to see, like with TWT coming up, how is this nerf going to affect him? Because he's one of the biggest users of down forward 2. He benefited from it the most, obviously, because he was the only King player winning tournaments in Tekken 8. So the opponents, a lot of his opponents are godlike players. Ni, Ulsan, Arslan, all of those Pakistani and Korean players, Japanese players that relied on movement. And movement is the answer to down forward 2. Instead of like patience and blocking it because they knew they couldn't move, now they can move. They can sidestep to the right, clear it, launch. So that's going to be really interesting to see. But you know, in all honesty, I think King is in the same spot. Let me know what you guys think of the comments. I think season 3, he's in the same spot because like this brought him down a lot. This brought him down a lot, but the system changes across the board didn't affect him at all. So he didn't have a wall splatting heat smash. He didn't have an install. So that kind of brought him up a little bit. If you're talking about roster wide nerfs, system nerfs, King, he's unaffected. But the character specific changes, down forward 2 being steppable, kind of brought him down a little bit. But that's just my opinion. Let me know what you guys think of the comments. I think he's just as strong as season 2, pretty much. We really have to wait until you know, TWT stars, these big events, these big master events, to see just like how the John is gonna cope with this, how the opponents are gonna cope with it. Is he gonna still win as easily as he did before in prior seasons? You know, we'll see. We will see. But let me know what you guys think.